In this section, we are going to see logarithms. What is meant by logarithm? Logarithm is one of the mathematical applications we use to write exponent. Why do we have to write exponent as logarithm? So there are some complicated problems in mathematics which cannot be solved using exponents. So those problems can be solved using logarithms. Okay, so to have better understanding of logarithm, let us consider a sample problem. I multiply 2 by itself. I do not know how many times 2 has to be multiplied itself, but I would like to have the answer 8. So how many times 2 has to be multiplied by itself? It's very simple, because if I want to get the answer 8, I have to multiply 2 by itself for 3 times. So 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. So 2 has to be multiplied by itself for 3 times to get the answer 8. So this is a simple problem, so easily we can get the answer. Okay, let me consider another problem. I just want 2 has to be multiplied by itself. I do not know how many times 2 has to be multiplied by itself, but I would like to have the answer 1024. Okay, so in the previous problem, easily we got the answer, that is 2 has to be multiplied by itself for 3 times to get the answer 8. But in this case, I do not know how many times 2 has to be multiplied by itself to get the answer 1024. So in this kind of problems, we can use logarithm to get the answer. Okay, how can we write this one in terms of logarithm? Okay, so let me assume 2 has to be multiplied by itself for n number of times. So we can write this one as 2 power n. So because 2 is multiplied by itself, so 2 is the base. So 2 is multiplied by itself n number of times. So the n has become exponent is equal to 1024. So now my aim is to get the value of n. So now to get the value of n, we have to write this equation using logarithm. How? Let us see how it is. I write log. So log is nothing but the simplest form of logarithm. Okay, log. So the answer what I am expecting is 1024. That should be written here. And for this logarithm, we have to take this base 2 here. So this one should be pronounced as log 1024 to the base 2. So this will be equal to n. So now we have to solve this equation for n. So this equation can be solved for n using one of the fundamental laws of logarithm that we can see in the upcoming sections. So only if you know the fundamental laws of logarithm, you will be able to solve this equation for n. And one more important thing, so if I have logarithm, the value we have here is called argument and the value we have here is called base. And there are two types of logarithm. One is natural logarithm and the other one is common logarithm. If your logarithm is considered to be natural logarithm, its base will be e. That is, it will be like this, log x to the base e. If a logarithm is considered to be common, it will have the base 10. So if a logarithm has a base e, so it is called as natural logarithm. If a logarithm has base 10, it's called as common logarithm. So only in calculus, that is in differential and integral calculus, we will be using natural logarithm. Otherwise, we will be using common logarithm. Sometimes we will be using logarithm with the base other than 10, like log x to the base 2 or log x to the base 3 or log x to the base 5. Any base, we can write logarithm with any base according to the need we have in the problem. And there are so many properties of for logarithm, so that we are going to discuss in our next sessions.